Hey guys, Alex here. I'd just like to do a 5-year review on my rough country lift kit. It's a 4.5-inch X type. So it's changed over the years, and I just looked it up today, and it has a bunch of new parts that they used to not have and stuff like that. So I'm just going to do my experience with how it was 5 years ago. I did this April of 2015 and just kind of talk about my failures and some of the parts that have been holding up. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you if I would do it again. All right, stay tuned. If you bought a rough country lift today, this is what it would look like. It comes with a new and improved track bar and new shocks, and also full leaves and control arms and everything you need to basically get you started. Here's my Jeep when I first got it, and a couple of weeks later after I lifted it. So starting here at the front, these sway bar disconnects have kind of always been not the best. They never really lined up super great, and that one's ripping, the boot's ripping. They squeak a lot. I've also lost the pin, as you can see right there. I shoved a bolt into it. So I'm definitely looking to replace those at some point. These drop down brackets for the control arms have been working perfect, and the control arms themselves are really good. Gotten no problems out of those, and they ride really smooth with the drop down brackets. There's the other side with the stock pin, although it's probably about to break, to be honest. There's another view of that bolt sticking through that I have just temporary in place. That track bar isn't stock either. I'll talk about that in a second. All the bushings on the shocks it didn't actually come with them, so I had to replace those. These are the drop down brackets for the transfer case. They're holding up just fine. So as you can see, I don't have the silver rough country shocks anymore because the ones on the rear completely blew out and leaked oil all over. So I ended up replacing those, as well as these front bushings on both of the rear leaves totally disintegrated after the first trip to Moab. But rough country was nice enough to send me replacements, and they were Moog units, so they've been holding up just fine. So this track bar bracket I ended up having to replace because the factory bar they sent me was way too short, and it only was held in by a couple threads, which made me super nervous. So that's something that they've improved upon since. But this one came from Supreme Suspensions, which is out of, I think it was off Amazon, and it was about $100 or so back when I got it, but it came with this whole new bracket and a really nice track bar with plenty of threads. The only issue with this one in particular is I just got to keep it lubed, as it tends to squeak just a little bit, but I can live with that. I have peace of mind that it's not going anywhere. So the only problem with the control arms I've had is just this nut tends to loosen up, especially after the first few off-road trips, but with a pipe wrench you can tighten it right up. Here's a view of the rear bushings. They're kind of starting to crack, but they're not squeaking at all, so that's okay. Here's the other side. Still looking in pretty good shape. No squeaking or anything. So on this side, it always kicks out. That one leaf always kicks out. I've actually had to loosen it, put it back, but that's the other thing too, is this side is about an inch shorter than the other side, which is kind of annoying. So I'm already getting some sag after about 5 years, so may have to replace these again sometime. I'm trying to get a picture here of the rear brake line, but that's holding up well. And the front brake lines were holding up pretty good too. Alright guys, so in summary, I'd have to say I probably wouldn't buy this exact kit again. I'd probably just buy once, cry once, spend a little bit more. I know that they've upgraded things over the years to make this kit better. They add a better track bar now. I think they have better shocks now. So you probably won't run into the same exact problems I had. You know, when I first did this, we're talking about April of 2015. So they definitely, I'm sure they've learned from their mistakes and made it better. But if I had to go back in time, I probably would have just picked a better kit, basically because I've had to kind of just buy little things over time, and you know that gets pretty old. Any of you that have been wrenching or working on cars knows it sucks to go back in and redo jobs that you've already done. So I would just keep that in mind, and I try to spend a little bit more and do better research when I buy stuff now. So that's kind of how it goes in life, but live and learn. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Alright, thanks. See you in the next video.